stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Just sharing to a couple groups here. Good morning, Pepe. Give me a second. I gotta go close a window. These guys just won't give it up. I had to open my windows, all my windows, because somebody ran their truck and put all the exhaust into the house, warming up their truck, and now the house smells like exhaust. And so I got all the windows open. Kind of pisses me off, man. It's not the part that gets me. The part that gets me is I talk to them about it. Oh, well, it seemed to be fine when I did it before. I don't care. It's carbon monoxide. Fuck. All right. I'm done. I just don't want you guys to have to take my wrath. Because when I start talking, you see how I am. That's how I am all the time, man. If you're here, please say hello. I'm doing it backwards again. All right. If you're here for the live or the rewatch, and of course, welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I will be your host. I'm just going to give it a little bit for Facebook to catch up. See if we get any watchers, any listeners from the audience. So, man, yesterday was hard. It was so hard, and I'm still kind of reeling from it. Don't be surprised if I cry today. Man, I'm just going up and down, aren't I? I'm not really I am feeling that way, but I'm not that way. Does that make sense? It's just something happened last night and it fucking hurt. It was hard. It was so fucking hard. But the right thing got done eventually. And I needed help with this one, and I reached out to people. I couldn't find anybody. That isn't on them. Don't get me wrong. All right. Right. Need a little bit of that. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Now that Dion's done crying. People on Facebook are like, what happened? What happened? You didn't get here in time. I just had something really hard happen last night. I didn't share on it at all. It was just very hard. I'd like to talk about it, but it really pushes on HIPAA and some privacy, and I'd rather not even take the chance. I really wouldn't. So I'm going to be calling some people after this. I'm going to be calling work. I should be at work right now. I should be headed to work, but I'm having to air out the house because my brother accidentally filled it up with his truck exhaust. So I was very unhappy when I woke up to the smell of exhaust in the house. It scared me. It scared me. I was just waking up from another nightmare. There haven't really been nightmares. So, all right, let's get to No Ordinary Success Story. Let's get to it. This is out of the Daily Reflections. It is not today's Daily Reflection. I wasn't anticipating on doing this morning, and I felt like doing an as Bill sees it kind of thing, because those are the easiest ones for me to do. So I'm actually reading from February 26th. So it's going to start out with as Bill sees it. Good afternoon, Amy. Good to see you. And get to the chat. Oh, it's all right. It's part of my work. I had a client call me last night, and it wasn't easy. Let's just say I have a lot of respect for female recovery coaches and what females do with females. Let me just say that. I definitely felt my inadequacy last night. Hi, Kathleen. It's good to see you. Man, you guys are just all over this morning. They're like, Dad's home. Let's wreck the place. Gary, good to see you. Amy, Kathy, good to have everyone. Of course, we have Pepe. He's on Instagram. So, right, page 35. So I'm going to read out of page 35. Hey, Ingrid, I'm glad she remembered. First miracle of the day. Ingrid remembered. We do make progress. You know I love you, honey. Suffering transmuted. Hey, Paula. We've just kind of gotten started. And just to let everybody know, I'm supposed to be headed towards work, but I'm airing out the house because he didn't know it, but my brother, when he warmed up his truck this morning, filled up the house with truck exhaust. Yeah. I just stalked your page until it popped up. I wish there was an easier way. We got to figure out an easier way. Okay. Suffering transmuted. AA is no success story in the ordinary sense of the word. It is a story of suffering transmuted under grace into spiritual progress. I needed that this morning. I needed to hear that. Because even with all the suffering, the suffering transmuted, we were suffering. And we work with people that are suffering. They're suffering from a spiritual malady. And we know how that feels. I'm not talking about the alcohol here. Fuck the alcohol. Today we're talking about us. That's what I'm going to gear it towards, is us. Because right here it's a story of suffering transmuted. That's our whole story. I did a lot of stupid shit, not drunk. What about you? Because I didn't need alcohol in me for the dumb Mr. Hyde to come out. Or Dr. Jekyll. I'm sorry. For the raging Dr. Jekyll to come out. I don't need alcohol in me. I just need to be out of the sunlight of the spirit. Pop. It'll happen just like that. Right? It happens. I'm going to tell you, it is going to happen. And if you don't have people in your life to tell you, you're going to continue on. How do I know? Because my folks, am that person. I am that person. My wife keeps my ass in line more than you know. She told me last night, she said, Dion, you're being kind of mean with your words and how you're delivering them. I have to listen to that. You still catch yourself? I'm saying there's times when I don't. And that's me, guys. That's me. I need people to remind me. But there's other things that I'm really good at that I'm, you know what I mean, where I catch myself. So That's that's where the saying comes in. We're not all sick on the same day. Right? Because for Kathy, she catches that pretty quick, right? Whereas I don't. That's okay. It's being aware. You have to be aware of your limitations because otherwise you're going to just bump your head when you just need to move over a little bit and you can go up, right? Oh, right on. We're going to talk about Dr. Bob. I love Dr. Bob. We all talk about Bill W. But you understand that Dr. Bob saved Bill's life, in a sense. God did it. But he was there. He was willing to listen. Okay. He was open minded enough to try the program and it worked for him. And he became AA number 2, right? You better not be doing what I think you're doing. Kittens. Sorry, I have the windows open and I need to make sure one kitten didn't get out. Kitten. Where's your brother? Kitten. Oh no. I think he might be hiding, but I have this thing called anxiety and PT. There he is. Okay. I wouldn't have been able to let it go. I wouldn't have. So I already lost one cat. See, that's why I'm frustrated. I can't open the windows down here, and I've got 3 cats and a dog, and it smells like exhaust, and I can't open the windows, and I don't know what the fuck to do. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you. Okay. For Dr. Bob, the insatiable craving for alcohol was evidently a physical phenomenon which bedeviled several of his first years in AA. And hello. It says Facebook user, so I'm not sure who you are. So yeah, Dr. Bob, for his first couple 2-3 years, he was still bothered by the obsession of alcohol. Could you imagine going? So we have Bill, first one, removed immediately. Bam, it was done. Dr. Bob, 2 years. Do you see that difference? There was a difference right from the beginning. There was already Dr. Bob's recovery was different than Bill W.'s. It was entirely different. That's why you have 2 people when you do 12-step calls. You need the experience. It's not just the protection. You need the different experience. And if you're smart, you'll work off of each other. A time when only days and nights of carrying the message to other alcoholics could cause him to forget about drinking. So what he did is he gave himself to the work. And he was capable to do this. I guess he had some money or whatever. I'm not sure. His financial things are not my business, so I don't look into them. Okay. But the only thing that would cause him to forget about drinking was working with another alcoholic, talking about their alcohol use. Weird. Wouldn't you think that would be triggering? It isn't. So it's okay for us to talk about alcohol, but when we see it, we get triggered or get shoved in our face. Oh, we didn't want to think about it at that time. We don't get that. You don't get to make that decision. There's been times when something came out, I'm like, wow, that beer looks good. Done. I'm done with that thought because It really means nothing. Sure, it sounded good. A cookie sounds good. I don't have one of those either. See, it's just like it isn't any different from something else that I can't have anymore because God has lifted the obsession. I am free from the obsession and I have a daily reprieve to keep me that way. That is my job to keep my daily reprieve. God gives me that gift. Now I've got to go do something with it because faith without works is dead. It means nothing. It means nothing. Same thing with amends. Only change behavior is a true mend. Change behavior is the only way to go on that. So, what does that tell you? This is a program of action. Action. It is a program of action. We literally have a we have a whole chapter called Into Action. Action. That's how we know what step you're on, by what action you're currently taking. Okay. I know what step you're on by the stories you tell, by your experience, strength, and hope. I can usually figure out. Not that I'm sitting there going, "Ooh, I wonder what you do." No. But you'll say something, my mind will go, "Oh, okay. That might be where they're at." I don't know. And these are little indicators to me on what level I need to talk at. Oh, yes. At what level I talk. Doesn't mean I'm above anybody, but I do have a lot of knowledge. Okay. I talk to I kind of talk a little different when I go in detox and I'm talking to them. Okay. When I leave, everybody says goodbye, including the clients. I think it's hilarious. Oh, bye, Dion. We had a meeting yesterday, right? It was me and two guys. They started crying and hugging each other, and it was just the coolest thing. It was. It was a neat group. Just two of us. All right. Although his craving was hard to withstand, it doubtless did account for some part of the intense incentive that went to forming Akron's group number one. So Bob's spiritual release did not come easy. It was to be painfully slow. It always entailed the hardest kind of work and the sharpest vigilance. Do you do that? I do. I love being vigilant. I love it. Not only do I love saying the word, I love being vigilant. It means action. So let's look at this. He was having such a hard time that what Dr. Bob did was create meetings. I just said it. For some part of this intense incentive that went into forming Akron's group number one. So because of Dr. Bob, now eventually I'm sure they would have come around, but it's always kind of cool to know these things, right? So because of Dr. Bob's obsession not being lifted, meetings were created. Cool stuff. I didn't know that. I didn't know that till right now. In fact, I'm wondering if it's true because I hadn't heard it before. What? I don't know about it? Oh, then yeah, that can't be true. I didn't see that on the internet. That can't be true. Still smells like fucking exhaust down here. Ugh. Upon entering AA, I listened to others talk about the reality of their drinking, loneliness, terror, and pain. That's what I listen to every day. Right there. Is free is not every day. Not every day. Not every day. Tuesday through Friday though. It's hard sometimes to be in there. Sometimes I let my empathy slip through a little bit, and I start crying. I can't help it because I can feel how bad these people hurt. And I know because I've been there. I can feel the loneliness, like just coming off of them. And I want to help them so much. That's when you start to feel your inadequacy in all of it, right? And we have to remember we can't make people stay sober. We can do everything that we can, okay? But there's a secret out there. It's not really a secret, it's counseling 101. Never work harder than the client. And in detox, it's easy to do. It is easy to work harder for the client than the client is working for themselves. I give a little leeway there. If I see them and they are trying and floundering because our system is all screwed up, I will help them. You bet. I will actually not only will I help them, I will get it done for them. We'll go sit at my computer and we'll get it done. Why not? Am I working a little harder than them? They're detoxing. So no. No, I'm not. Because I'm not detoxing and having to think of my social security number. I'm not detoxing and having to remember what happened 24 hours ago. I'm not in that position. So no, I'm not working harder than the client. If you've never been in detox doing that, it's fucked up. It's hard. It is hard. Being in detox isn't easy. It isn't. Okay. The number one question. Can you take me out for a cigarette? That's my number one question. I explain the smoking rule more than anything. And the smoking rule is this: if I take you out, I lose my job. It's government money. If I could, I would. I'd take him out every hour. That's fine. I don't care. But I'm not allowed to. Or I lose my job. And if I lose my job, I can't help people. By attending meetings, I am reintroducing to that reality over and over again. I totally skipped some things. I apologize. I'm going to go back. As I listened further, I soon heard the description of a very different kind, the reality of sobriety. It is the reality of freedom and happiness, of purpose and direction, and of serenity and peace with God, ourselves, and others. There we go. That's what we were missing. So the reality of sobriety is freedom, happiness, purpose, and direction. And of course, serenity and peace with God, with ourselves, and others, right? That's what we're going to get out of doing the work. And it's a heck of a trade, man. I'm trading my old piece of shit life for a brand new one. I've been reborn. I've been reborn more than once. Seems to happen like once a year. It's like the levels keep going up. I don't know. I call them the 2x4 effect. It happened to me last week where suddenly I just get a lot of information. Suddenly, I get like 10 epiphanies. And it can be very confusing. By attending meetings, I'm reintroduced to that reality. So the reality of sobriety. Over and over. I see it in the eyes and hear it in the voices of those around me. They're talking about what I was saying earlier when we're listening. People will give you indications. They will give you indications. By working the program, I find the direction and strength with which to make it mine. The joy of AA is that this new reality is available to me. And it's available to anyone who is willing to try it. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to make sure everything's aired out, and I'm going to head to work. I need your prayers today. It's not bad. It's not anything bad. It is actually good. I have a meeting today at 2:30. It's very important to me. It's probably one of the bigger meetings I've had. So if I could just get some prayers for the right words and actions, I would appreciate that. I'm going to be praying for that too, because see, when I ask for the right words and actions, it's God's will, right? Awesome. You are absolutely welcome. We got a sun, a cherry, a strawberry, some music, and a heart. Oh, thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. Headwing says, you have a beautiful soul. My prayers are with you. Thank you, honey. I love you, too. You have a beautiful soul, too. I just love you all, man. I just love everybody. I love the love. Peace out and have a day.